Yo, beautiful people. This is Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. So it's the end of the year.
Yes.
We're back once again.
Yes.
Year in review, top 10 albums of the year.
Woo. Man, listen.
It was a good year, man.
It was a very good year.
Yeah. We had a lot to review. I think last year was pretty good too. This
year was tough.
It was
like when I was getting my list together this year, man, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know, I realized I had written it, and then there were albums that came to my mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I forget this? And
you listened to a little bit more than I did. I kind of listened to what we were reviewing, and I kind of listened to some classical stuff. Yeah. But then also, I just wrote down everything that came out that I knew that I listened to, and I'm like, wow, I got a lot of daggone albums here, man. Like a lot of stuff that I wanted to get to. But a
lot in the wheelhouse.
All right, so first, honorable mentions. Yes. My honorable mentions for the year on my list. So these are not in my top 10. SZA, Control, Drake, More Life, Jaden Smith, Sire, Meek Mill, Wins and Losses, and Logic, Everybody's Album.
Okay. Man, I'm a little bit surprised to be honorable mentions. I know. That's all good, man. All right, so my honorable mentions, man, I had to go through, man. Joey Badass for All American Badass. I think that was an album that came out so early in the year. We forgot all about that one, bro. I did. It was very good, man. Very good project. Very good. Tori Ma with Boo Boo. I know that wasn't a favorite for the group, but I actually really liked that project. Little Dragon Seasons High. Took a while for me to actually kind of catch on to it, but once it caught my ears, man, that one slipped between the cracks for me. It took off for me. JID or JID with the Never Story, another really good project.
I forgot his one in there too, yeah.
Came out early. Yeah. It happens like that. Yeah. Rick Ross, Rather You Than Me.
Whoa.
Woo. Okay. Banger. Okay. Now, a lot of people going to be mad about this one, but I did enjoy the project, but it just didn't make my top 10, man. Rhapsody with Layla's Wisdom.
Okay.
Okay.
You were in Ohio on that one. I remember that.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Mac DeMarco with This Old Dog, an album I actually feel like is criminally underrated this year. Very good album, man. If you're into kind of like that soft indie rock, man, very good album. Definitely check it out. I had Logic, Everybody. Good album, man. Daniel Caesar with Freudian. Another album we both really enjoyed.
Yep. Forgot his too.
Man, one that it actually kind of hurt me that it didn't make my top 10, and it only didn't make my top 10 because it just came out, and that is NERD with No One Ever Really Dies. I'm an NERD stan, so that's how it goes. And then finally rounding that out with SZA with Control, which was another one that I had to fight myself on not putting it in the top 10. But
it was a side chick anthem, man. I loved it though.
Got edged out a little bit, but it was good. It was very good, yeah.
All right, man. So let's get into it. 10.
Yes.
Who'd you have?
Drake with More Life.
Okay, so Drake made your top 10?
Drake, the playlist, and this was the album that it was going between this and Control. Okay. And it was simple. I had to put Drake in that 10 slot simply because I listened to More Life a lot more than I listened to Control.
I listen to More Life a lot too, but because it was a playlist, I kind of was like one more thing about it, but like it was, like I said, it was a tough one.
Yeah.
10 for me was IDK. I Was Very Bad.
Okay.
I just loved the album, man. I really did. I still listen to it. So I think he definitely put his foot into that one.
Fantastic.
All right, man. Number 9, I had Sid for Finn.
Oh, man, I'll be forgetting that this album came out this year, man. I had it in my honorable mentions, and I took it back out, but it was a very good album. It was just a lot of good music that came out this year, and I actually found that I didn't revisit it much after about beginning of the summer.
Something came out after that, too. That kind of got it up out the paint. Because I forget what it was. We reviewed it. But it got it out the paint. But I still listened to it.
It was a good album.
Yeah. What you have for 9?
Number 9, man. Future with that self-titled album, man. Percocets. Molly Percocets. Gotta do it, man. Rep the set. Never chase the check.
Was that the one that came out before? Because he had 2 albums in a row.
Hendrix is the sing-songy one.
Okay.
But that Future album, man, listen. That is a masterpiece in trap. It will go down as one of the greatest trap albums of 2017. Future has cemented himself as a legend with that album. It was... Like, when you listen to it the first time, it's like, all right, man, this is going to be disposable. Then as you continue to listen to it 6 months later, you're like, oh, this is banging. This is banging, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm so groovy, I got power. Yeah. But there we go.
Okay. All right, man. So 8, what'd you have?
Man, I had Big Crit with Forever's a Mighty Long Time.
Woo!
And with it, that was tough to put that one at 8.
Ooh, that low?
That was tough to put that one at. Oh, that's top 10 though. Okay. Like 8 is love. Like,
eight's love.
That's still love.
8's love. But I just was surprised it's that low.
You know what? I think it was another album that kind of fell victim with coming out pretty recently. Okay. So I haven't had as much chance to live with that album as I have others. Okay. But phenomenal albums. Nonetheless.
All right. Okay. No doubt, man. Number 8, I had Rick Ross. Rather You Than Me.
Okay.
So it was one of the first ones that kicked off the year. Very good album, man. I think Ross just stuck to what Ross does. So I was happy with it, and he definitely put a target on Birdman's head. So I loved him for that too.
Yeah, he was in his bag.
Yeah, he was. All right, man. So 7, I had Sci-Hi the Prince. Woo. No Dope on Sundays.
Okay.
All right. I just thought Sci-Hi wrapped his butt off on this, especially somebody who's been Kanye's writer, a lot of people's writer, I should say, but he's been in, kind of in the midst of everything, been gone. Then he came out with this. I was like, whoa, he's rapping his butt off. Talked about some stuff I loved. I still listen to it. It's a dope album.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, man. For NumberSeven, man, I actually came in with that Jaden Smith with Sire.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, man, that album.
That one could have made my top. It could have made my top 10.
That was another kind of tough pick because I was like, I don't want to be a victim of the moment, but man, that album, it is such a trip, man. It just goes so many places, and he really put it down. Now, with it, I'm not saying it's a perfect album, but I myself really enjoyed that album, listened to it frequently, and fall in love with it over and over again every time I listen to it. So,
gotcha.
NumberSeven.
Okay. Well, okay, so NumberSix, what'd you have?
Man, for NumberSix, I had IDK with I Was Very Bad, man.
I knew I was going to be high on your list,
It had to come up, man.
I knew it was.
It was originally higher. It actually got bumped down a little bit, but this is an album that I'm absolutely in love with. Thought it was a fantastic project, man. I think IDK is one of the most talented new rappers that's coming out the gate, and this album really led on to what he can do and what he can be going forward. So I'm excited to hear what he's got going forward, and I recommend anybody who hasn't heard it, go listen to it.
Absolutely, go listen to it. Don't let the album art scare you away. Go listen to that album. All right, man. NumberSix, I had Rhapsody, Layla's Wisdom.
Okay.
I'm not a really big female rap fan, and I know it's going to sound a little sexist, but whatever, kill me for it.
It's tough sometimes.
It is, because it's hard for me to relate to some female rappers, some of the things they talk about. But she did it in a tasteful way, the things that she talked about, and she just had a good funk vibe to it. Ninth Wonder blessed her throughout the project. I really enjoyed it, man. It really caught me off guard, and it had a good buzz when it was out. It's so bad because a lot of stuff came out around that time too, and it kind of like people are still revisiting it, and I think it'll get more credit later on.
Got lost in the shuffle a little bit. Yeah,
definitely got lost in the shuffle. All right, man. So NumberFive, I had Tyler the Creator, Flower Boy.
Okay.
I love this project. I still listen to this day. Me and my daughter actually were talking about it the other day about Tyler doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and the fact that that whole camp with him and that Odd Future camp with Frank Ocean and all them, it was, and I saw the thing where him and Frank Ocean were cracking on each other, and it kind of brought that back up. But I really enjoyed that project. That's what I had for NumberFive.
NumberFive, man. All right, so man, for NumberFive, I had to come in with Sanfa in process, man. And this one, I actually felt like this was a little bit low. There's only 10 slots. You know what I'm saying? I can only do so much because I absolutely love this project again, man. If you guys go back, matter of fact, I'll put a link somewhere down in the description, man. We reviewed it beginning of the year, and I remember saying then that this will be an album that will contend for album of the year.
Absolutely.
And I still feel like that today. Absolutely fantastic project. Deserves more recognition, and he put it down.
Okay. So that was your NumberFive, right?
It was NumberFive.
So actually, Sanfa was my NumberFour.
Okay.
So we can just, just piggyback on what you said. Very dope album, very personable album. Kind of came, we were looking forward to him because we know about him, but I don't think a lot of people knew who Sanfa was, or still doesn't know who he is. I think he likes it that way. Gets his money because he writes for a ton of people. He was on Drake's playlist, 444. So I mean, not 444. I'm sorry, More Life. So check that out. Yeah. But yeah, I had Sanfa as NumberFour for mine.
All right, NumberFour, man. We actually transposed these because I had Tyler the Creator, and Flower Boy, and with it, the fact that you had that at NumberFive, that just tells me that this was a fantastic album. Because like me, I knew that I would like it. I know that you didn't like Tyler the Creator, and the fact that he made you a believer or a fan with this album, that's very telling. I've been a fan of Tyler the Creator, but I felt like this was the album I've been waiting for him to make, or that I saw the potential for him to make. And I think that he'll continue to get better. Yeah. He departed from, of course, that kind of silly sound, a lot of nonsense, man, and he just got serious. He buckled down and talked about his real life, and he put together a fantastic project in doing so. So NumberFour.
All right, great. So 3, what'd you have?
Ooh, man, this is going to upset a lot of people, man. But for NumberThree, I had Cornrow Kenny with Damn.
Whoa!
Yeah.
3?
Yeah, listen.
I know what your number 1 is. I know it. I know what it is. I know what number 2 is, I should say.
Okay.
I know what it is.
So,
I know what it is.
With it, again, man, absolutely fantastic album, man. We just got the collector's edition out there, man. Sounds great in reverse as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was... I felt like this was the album that proved that Kendrick was a star. I felt like To Pimp a Butterfly was the album that really showed how creative he can be, but this album had hits and substance. And I think that's a tough blend to kind of catch, and he did it perfectly.
Gotcha.
Got to give him his props.
Okay. No doubt, man. 3, I had Big Crit. I had Forever is a Mighty Long Time. And the thing about it is, the Crit, I could have put even higher because it was just so good. Like I said, when we reviewed it, and go back and check the review out if you guys haven't, that we did, I just stopped myself and wonder, like, dang, is this Andre 3000 reincarnated here? Because he put a daggone good project out. I think the brother doesn't get enough credit. But definitely good album.
I feel you.
But like you said, it was a tough year, man.
It was.
All right, so number 2, I had Kendrick there at number 2.
Okay.
I had Kendrick as Damn. Like I said, the collector's edition came out. Listened to it in reverse. like Kevin said on a review, if you bought it, you're a silly person. You could just did it yourself. But yeah, man, I think it was Kendrick's just putting a great body of work, just the poetry behind it, the storytelling, the rhyme, the word rhyming, the features. I mean, heck, man, the song he got with Love, that's a pop song.
Yeah.
But it's so dope, man.
He worked it out.
So Kung Fu Kenny at number 2 for Damn.
Yeah, I feel that.
What'd you have for 2? I already know what it is.
For number 2, man, all right, so, this is actually one we've been talking about for a while, and I've been kind of stuck wondering what was going to make it to number 2, what was going to be number 1. But for number 2, I had to go with Thundercat.
I knew it.
Had to do it, man. Drunk. Oh my God, that was such a fantastic album. I've been listening to it since it released, and it continues to just blow my mind. Sonically, I felt like it was an adventure. Like every time I listen to that album, it feels like an adventure. It's got mellow vibes, man. It's got a lot of jazz kind of tunes to it, man. It's got yacht rock vibes to it, a lot of hip hop elements to it. Yeah. Fantastic project. Again, I know this is an album that's kind of flying under the radar for a lot of people, but if you haven't listened to it, please do yourself a favor.
I'm one too, because I think around that time I was super busy with something. You did a review yourself, actually. Yeah. I didn't even get a chance to listen to it. And to this day, I haven't really picked it up and really dissected it as much as I need to. So I'm guilty of that as well, to get into and listen to it. But I knew that was gonna be your number 2. I was waiting to hear. Like,
it was tough. It was tough. It was a tough call.
So number 1, we're gonna say, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Listen, man. We with that boy from Marcy Houses where the boys die by the thousands, boy. You know what I'm saying?
444, man. Number 1. It's hard to not give that number 1. If you listen to that album, bro, like he's rapping his butt off on there.
Yeah. You know what was the most surprising thing to me was how is it that Jay-Z was already regarded as, if not the best, one of the best, and he still somehow managed to get better. Like he managed to level up.
And I said that
album.
to you when we did our review. I said that to you before we were talking. We were texting back and forth. We both stayed up till midnight and listened to it, and we both started texting each other. And I said, I think he got better. I said, I think he got better.
And it's so hard to even kind of justify that, because it's like, yo, how? Right. How could he get better? But you know what? It was such a stripped back feeling on this album. It was like, I've always listened to Jay-Z, and I've always liked, you know what I'm saying, just listen to the braggadocious, but on this album, it felt like you really got to know him. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't about everything that he had or everything that he's done. It's just, hey, man, this is where my life is at, what I go through and what I think about. Right. And I thought that was dope, that he actually was able to convey that vulnerability throughout the track list. And it wasn't that wasn't the only thing. No.
There's only one track he really touched on with
you know what I'm saying? And you still was going to get them bars.
Yeah.
It was still going to be some heat. You know
man, listen to, what's the one we talk, Marcy Me. If you listen to that, just listen to what, man, that's just the wordplay on that is just crazy to me.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. You're not supposed to be able to do that.
Not at all.
I mean, what is this his 13th studio album?
Yes. But the thing that's crazy about it is people always say, like, what is your motivation on a project? You know, and like, we knew Jay had some stuff to talk about because Lemonade came out, and we knew he was going to address that. I didn't think he was going to get into as much as he did. But the fact everything he talked about, and one thing that Jay has a great thing of doing is, because you listen to his projects in the past, you feel like you know him. Yeah. Like, you feel like you really know the dude, which is so weird that you can listen to it and he references characters or people and you know who they are. Yeah. You know the story. You kind of follow in the whole story. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing project, man.
Yeah. It was hard not to give it, our album of the year.
And listen, I was fighting to make Thundercat
I think
one.
I wanted to.
I wanted Thundercat to be one. I was like, man, I love that album. I loved it. But, man, I couldn't fight it, man. It was 10 tracks of perfection. Yeah. With 444. So, give the man his just due.
So, yo, let us know what you guys think, man. Was something that we left out that you thought that we should have put on there? Yeah. You don't have to put your top 10 in, but let us know what your album of the year was. And we kind of can go from there and see what we can do. But, yo, this is the end of the year. I want to take time to say thank everybody for checking us out. Yes. And, this is we do this every year as far as our album reviews. So, I just want to thank everybody, man. That's real dope.
Man, you know what? I've got to put a huge shout out to all the artists who laid anything down on wax, whether I enjoyed it or not, man. We definitely recognize the hard work that you guys put into the artistry. Yes. And with that, man, keep doing your thing, man. Give us another year like 2017, because we got a lot of great projects, a lot of great music, and a lot of great things to kind of take with us. So absolutely. With it was an excellent year in review, and with it, we hope y'all enjoyed it too.
Absolutely, man. So let us know what you guys think, man. I am Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life, man. Drink more water, people.
Peace.
Peace.